Hi everyone! I changed the theme that I use for my system, and I think it looks like way better now. I used to use Gruvbox as my theme, but the issue with it is that it's green. So stuff like here, you can see that it's now pink. It used to make the active window glow in green. Same thing about this. And basically everywhere was green, and green is a good color, but it's not my favorite color. My two favorite colors are pink and yellow, as you can see from like everywhere pretty much. So let me actually show you the theme that I'm using. So global theme, and also if you saw there, when you load a window, it like rotates cutely. Let's put this like this, okay. I use Kanta Dark now, so that's the global theme. Then an application theme, it's just breathes, so all that is normal. Plasma style is what changes this. Things like K-Runner, which looks way better now in my opinion. And for colors though, I still use Gruvbox because I like the background color of this window, for example. Window decorations, I actually was using Gruvbox, but now I use Breeze. The reason for that, let me actually show you. So here it opened this window that is supposed to float, which is not most windows, but some windows float because they're like supposed to be entered and closed kind of immediately, right? And let me switch back to this for decorations and try to edit this. You can immediately notice, and probably even more so with this, just how much bigger the borders are. So you may say, oh, just configure this. It's actually already set to no borders, but for some reason with this theme it still makes them humongous, while Breeze doesn't. And yeah, I think I quite like it this way. Icons I still use from Gruvbox and cursors from Breeze, so I think this looks very, very good. One thing that I recognized, oh, I was gonna remove this from my tray bar because it's kinda useless, but now I'm realizing that I can like stop streaming and start recording and stuff from here. I did not know. That's actually pretty convenient, so okay, I'm gonna keep it. Okay, so what I want to do now is check out music players for Linux, because currently, let's go here and open a folder called music. Here I store music that was deleted from Spotify, unfortunately, but that I still super like. So I want to be able to play it. Yeah. But right now I use Haruna. If we probably need to make it even less loud. We open this. What the fuck? Hold up. Interesting. What the fuck is this? What is this program? Kid 3, huh? Alisa, okay. Let's install it. I'm also surprised that I can see your PFP even though I don't have Warp Cly enabled right now, but I'm happy. So let's paru Elisa, I'm guessing. Yeah. So basically I expected that Haruna would open that audio file, but Kid 3 instead did. I'm not gonna repeat my mistake. Hold up. See, I learn. And now you have... What do you mean? What do you mean, sorry, try again? Why did it not work the first... Ah, I see. Wait, hold up. Didn't I delete VLC? Well, whatever. Oh, Elisa requires VLC. Okay, that makes sense. That makes incredible sense. So, on one of my past streams, I just showed you my fucking root password. That stream VOD is now privated, but to be honest, I probably have shown you my root password time and time again, and I'm not sure what to do about it. It's not like I'm gonna go and watch every single VOD that I have. And then in the same argument, well, maybe nobody will notice it or something. I'm very, like, unsafe in that fashion. Alrighty, let's try to open this with Elisa. Okay, this is immediately a lot. Also, everything is like fucked up. Damn, that's a very huge application. Oh, it can only be that small. So this is immediately not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something way more minimal, kinda like display that pretty much just opens it, has basically just this, and that's it. So the idea of this application isn't quite what I want. So let's borrow RNS. Wait, oh yeah, Elisa. It's kind of cute because it's close to my name, but not quite that. I wonder when you're going to get a second display. When I get a job and can buy myself a computer, I cannot live like that, Lamau. Well, I somehow keeping on. However, once I get a new display, I feel like I'm gonna go mad with like multiple display desktops and so on, which I'm kind of scared of. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a second screen once I move out and get myself a better table and all that stuff. Yeah. Let's ask Fend. Can you recommend me audio players for Linux? Clementine. In this case, powerful and feature-rich is actually somewhat of a bad thing. Because, like, it may be also too much, but let's try it out. Clementine. It's also a character from Overlord, a modern music player and library organizer. I find it interesting that anytime you try to look for something from the AUR, you also like see the Git version of the AUR package, Well, very often that happens. Wait, what? That's hilarious. Yes, I'm looking at this as if I understand what it means. Yeah. I'm sure it's fine. Probably, right? Also, I added these 3 buttons to the top corner to shut down, reboot, and sleep, which is pretty convenient. Now I also have hotkeys for all those. On print screen, scroll, lock, and pause in the same kind of order. And it's convenient to be able to do it both on my keyboard and with my mouse, depending on what's currently in my right hand. Also, I installed like more widgets for Plasma, and finally I have lock keys status, because I just didn't have a way to know whether caps lock was on or off before, and now I finally can see it in my like bar. So that's great. And also I have a color picker here, which I can either click or use the hotkey of MetaQ, which I set. Which is great. Like, sometimes I may want to grab a color from somewhere. Now I finally can. Wait, but that lock key status thing is built in. You would think, right? But I just straight up did not have it. It was gone. It was not there. But what I installed, let's look at it. I installed KDE Plasma add-ons to get it. I know, right? It's like weird. But for some reason, my setup was missing it. Even though on Debian, I did have that thing. I super doubt that it's like Wayland specific or something of that nature. Probably not. But there was something in my distro that decided that, nah, this specific widget you won't get for some reason. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. It's part of the official add-ons. Yeah. I guess the difference here is that I had to actually install that part myself, which some people would only consider annoying, but I actually feel fine about it. I would rather have to install something that I need than uninstall something that I don't, you know? And true, sometimes it can take some time to figure out what you even need to install. But still, having my system install a bunch of bullshit that I don't need, and won't know that I don't need, not a huge fan of that. So I like the approach of, I guess, Arch, and by extension EndeavourOS, where you have to install some things yourself a bit more than on some other more friendly distributions. Why the fuck is it building from source, by the way? I already am pretty much sure that I'm not gonna like Clementine, but I'm like giving it a chance. But here it is fucking building from source. That's somewhat annoying. Just kind of expected that it would be like compiled already and the package contains that compilation, because that's how the AUR works, lol. Really? For the most part, when I download something from the AUR, Like the installation process is very, very quick. I guess this time is just kind of slow, and that's why I'm noticing. If you want a precompiled binary, you should install the bin package. Thank you for that advice. I did not know. That's good to know. Also, you know what I can do now? I can be like, boom, copy, and meta W, boom. Why? Good question. But I can do that. I can just take a screenshot and have it. I love that so much. My most recent video is about that specifically. Making this functionality was so much easier than it was on Windows. It's just crazy. The way that Linux works, you just glue things together and boom, you have some functionality. While on Windows, you actually probably have to use AutoHotkey because gluing is not as easy. But on the other hand, you get more power with AutoHotkey than just trying to use default KDE features, for example. There's some functionality that I used to have, which now is kind of more difficult to implement, but it's fine. Linux is still super worth it. The way that I can just install anything with a single command and that's it, it's so good. When on Windows, say you like set your system to the defaults, like you reinstall Windows, well, get ready to go to like 100,000 websites to download the installer from, then you run the installer, and all that. Uninstalling stuff is also the same process, which is super annoying. You do uninstall, and then you have to go through an uninstaller. On Linux, that's not really a thing. You run a command and here you go, that's it. Especially if you're on Arch, there are going to be far less packages that you won't be able to just install from the main repository. And even when you do, it's kind of easier. Well, maybe not easier, just more convenient. But on Arch, everything that I want to install, I can just install using Paru. Like, I don't even need to know specifically how the package is called. I just need to substring match it. God damn, it's getting fucking difficult to fill the air. Wow, it's so slow. Why is it building so slow? Is this Rust or something? Come on. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna open Clementine and it's like, I don't know, what's my least favorite design? And it's like the design of it is from 1999 or something, making this all compilation process super useless. Well, alrighty then. In this case, I want to have some sort of program that lets me draw on over my screen. Yeah, perhaps you should have just look at their website. It probably has screenshots. It's a full circle, isn't it? But generally, installing stuff is super fast, so this is the first time it has been that slow. I really dislike websites. If I can do something without a website, I prefer it. To draw over my screen with my mouse, I use Endeavor OS with KDE, but mouse mark is bad. So I want something else, but with a similar idea. That's terrible. I heard bad things about Manjaro. Manjaro was actually what I considered switching to from Debian. But then I watched a few YouTube videos and everyone is like, yeah, Manjaro is kind of awful. And I'm like, oh, huh. And then I found Endeavor OS and I'm super happy with it. Crueler. So it thinks that I have it installed. Okay, we will install that. How does it work? So I guess the way it works is that once you open the program, you can draw over your screen, but it's not like always open, I guess. One thing that I'm noticing that's kind of annoying is that the window title is way too big. Let's apply. That's better, but not perfect. However, so this usually wouldn't be here, and this as well. On the other hand, of course, I could move some things here. Maybe these to like here. That doesn't sound horrible. Let's try that out. We put them here, here. Okay, how does that look? I don't hate it. I do not despise it. I wouldn't kill it with my own hands, let's say that. How very dramatic of me. So this can be a bit bigger now. Oh, 666, wow. Not quite to that extent. And like 600, I guess. Still changes a bit, which may be a problem with this. No, they should always be the same way. Okay. Wait, no, not like this. Configure window title. Yeah, once I tried to use a different theme, it also reset all of my widgets, so some hyper-specific configuration may have just disappeared. Okay, let's try to make it bigger. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much perfect. Especially considering that this usually wouldn't be here and this usually wouldn't be here. And generally I only have a single window open. So even on the high end of what could be possible, it's perfect. Kind of perfect. This looks better than I expected it to work. Like, yeah, I don't hate it. Are you done? Really? That is insane. Okay, I'm just gonna expect that I don't like it. Oh, huh, you put an empty message. Interesting. Oh, Oh, so it just took that long to load up? Hand orange covering eyes. Huh. This emoji didn't work. How interesting. I think it's a problem on my end, though. For whatever reason. Okay, let's try crueler. Oh, pff, dumb. Crueler. Yes, this. What the fuck? Oh, I see. Is to measure your screen. I think it's weird because it's like tiling. Let's tile like this. Interesting. So it's floating, actually. Okay. It's a literal ruler. Cool, I guess. I can see it being convenient, but that's super not what I wanted. So no, not crueler. Okay, color paint. I think Krita is probably more of what I want. Well, no. I don't want to do stuff with images. I just want to paint over my screen. Yeah. I imagine color paint also isn't. Ooh, or maybe it is. Hold up. The AI is being stupid as usual. Yeah. Paint program. Well, maybe. Maybe I can use this. Unlikely though, yeah. I immediately forgot what it's called. Color. Oh, fucking color. Yeah. Because KDE. Well, immediately, super probably not what I want. Well, yeah, the idea of this program is not quite what I'm looking for. Even if there is functionality. What? I just installed it. What do you mean? What? Oh, right. Of course. It was called something slightly different. Yeah. Отстань, кошка. Отстань. Boom. Boom. Okay, now. Now I can uninstall it. Right, like... Кошка, отстань! And that was all the things that it suggested. Should I try basically saying, actually that's not what I want? Let's try it. All of those are for drawing inside of a program. I want something like mouse mark so I could draw over my current screen without, yeah, who knows, maybe it will work now. Ooh. What kind of music player am I looking for? I want something like very simple that just shows the like the main controls, the name of the track, and that's it. So basically something that could be as tall as the chat currently. So, and that's simplistic. And we're gonna get to that after we find a program that I can use for drawing over my screen, because it's going to be very helpful in showing something off. Like I could make an arrow here, for example. In Winamp mode. Audacious? Is that called that way? I'll check it out. That sounds promising. Grommet MPX. Okay, on-screen annotation tool. Now that sounds pretty good. What is -C? I've never used that flag. Interesting. So I don't have to type in my sudo password when I'm installing from AUR. Huh. Interesting. Or at least I haven't needed to yet. I sure hope it doesn't like take 100 billion hours to compile. Like, yeah, it didn't. That's great. What did I just install? Grommet MPX. Grommet MPX. Let's boom, and make this. For fuck's sake. The whole problem is that the chat requires to be a certain amount of huge. Boom. By the way, I hate the logo. It's so ugly. It's like impressive how ugly it is. You have to try to make it that ugly. And I'm trans, so I know what ugly is, even if I tried to be that ugly, I could not reach that fucking mountain of ugliness. God damn, I hate that logo. I hope I can like remove it some way. Its main use is for making presentations of some application. Normally you would have to move the mouse pointer around the points of interest until hopefully everybody noticed it. True. With Grommet MPX you can draw everywhere onto the screen, highlighting some button or area. If you happen to enjoy supporting, I wish, once I like get money and move out of the country, I'll definitely be supporting open source projects. Blah blah blah. Okay. Can Mm-hmm. Toggle painting, clear screen, toggle visibility, quit, undo last stroke, redo last undone stroke. So I guess while it's active. I don't remember the last time I used like F8 and F9, so I think that's fine. No. Okay. So toggle painting. Ah. Oh, it's so smooth compared to mouse mark. It doesn't have anti-aliasing, so it's like super ugly. Lol. But here it actually uses anti-aliasing, so it's actually pretty cute. And then F9 to stop drawing, pretty much. Okay. Shift F9 is like remove everything, right? It's remove everything. Yes, it's clear screen. Oh, cool. However, my bigger question is, can I change the hotkeys? I'm sure hoping so. I probably can. It would be weird if I couldn't. Let's try to add application. Grommet. Yes, that one. No hotkeys to be changed. Really? Do I have to use their hotkeys? That's kind of wild. Really? Isn't that like a massive misplay by them to not let us able to change the hotkeys? The fuck is icon browser? Maybe there's something better, or at least more configurable. Okay, let's try more ones. I dislike the logo, and obviously I dislike that it says the hotkeys itself and you have to use them. Reaching for F8 and F9 while you're using the mouse is just super ridiculous, and I would rather change the hotkeys to something else. I don't use GNOME, I don't use that. Pilot, interesting. Let's yeah, it's not very smooth. Oh, that's not perfect, gonna be honest. Okay, working. Oh, I see. Oh, so you need to have this window open to be able to draw. That's not perfect. Screen pen. Ooh. That's cool. Screen pen. Interesting. Okay. Let's try that. Mm-hmm. I don't like the overlay that it supposedly makes, but in a similar fashion, I don't like the icon of grommet and also the hotkeys that I can't change. So maybe screen pen is what I'm looking for. Well, that's weird. Wait, what? What? That's so trippy. What the hell? Let me guess. Ah. Huh. Let's open this. Screen pen. What? I would imagine it to like be there. Okay. It isn't. So screen pen. Basically there was something that was supposed to be here, but it isn't. Let's try to make this window smaller. It actually cuts down the... Wow, that's so trippy. That's super trippy. However, I do like the idea of you just launch it and stuff. Okay, let's look at screen pen on the GitHub page. Maybe there's some configuration that you can do. So that maybe it doesn't show the toolbars and just lets you draw. Okay, let's try that. Screen pen dash team. Still, this behavior is super funny. Oh, I see what's happening. It doesn't have enough vertical space, so as I move my mouse, it accommodates that. Okay, that actually kind of makes sense. I find it kind of annoying that it cuts down the place instead of like displaying everything, I guess. Wait, or does it still... Oh, it still displays... No, it doesn't display everything. Hold up, let me feed my cats so they shut the fuck up. So the dash T option, I'm pretty sure did absolutely nothing. Or at least I can't see it like doing anything. Interesting. And once you actually draw, it stops moving. It also doesn't have anti-aliasing. Actually, yeah. Why haven't I did it? Like, why didn't I do it already? Help. Oh. Oh, that's terrible. No help page. Wow. Well, that's not great. All of these options, well, all two of them are kinda ass in their own ways. Oh, right. Yeah. What else did I install? I usually track this so I don't forget, and I definitely should. Actually, let's do it differently. I want to know the package name of GTK whatever. Okay, so grommet mpx. Let's go to paru where grommet mpx. And I think there was another program for music that I installed. This I uninstalled. Okay, so yeah. Everything else that I installed, I uninstalled, where grommet mpx is now a thing. So grommet mpx. Trying to think of like how could I remap these, because come on now, F9. That's like one of the least helpful hotkeys. Maybe if we grommet npx help, we can see something about it. Well, okay, sure. Grommet npx. Fuck. Simply grow long fingers. True. Skill issue, really. Okay, so you can configure it. That's good. Start and immediately activate it. Okay. That's already promising. We'll change the key used to grab the mouse. While I would usually... So, it seems like it will still grab a key in a similar fashion, where it takes Control, Alt, and Shift, rather than just fucking letting you set your own hotkeys like a normal person. So I may set it to F1. Or F4, actually. Okay, this will change the key used to grab the mouse under rare circumstances, identifying the key with a keystem. Okay. Hold up. Ah. Well, isn't this nice? Okay, so it is possible, just in a bit more of an annoying way, but still something that is very like doable. Basically, we do grommet mpx, activate it immediately, and this will be done through a hotkey, and I can draw, and then I set a hotkey to execute a command that would basically be grommet mpx, and then what do we do? And then like toggle. Okay, okay, that makes incredible sense. That's great that I can indeed make it what I want to be. Okay, fuck yeah. That's amazing. So I'll have to just set the hotkeys to what I want. And it's gonna be great. Because especially for drawing, you want to have quick access to it. With some things like screen key, I think having it on the F keys is fine. Because I generally keep it open for long periods of time, and I don't need to like toggle it that often. So it makes sense to be there. However, with drawing, that is actually super helpful. So let's write down the things that I'll need to do. First of all, hotkey to launch grommet mpx, hotkey to quit grommet mpx, and this will essentially work as a clear screen. Hotkey to toggle. We might not need that. So you launch, and it immediately lets you draw. I draw things out, and that's probably the end of my discussion, and I immediately quit it. That's probably the way it's gonna work, or the way it's gonna make sense, rather. Okay. Visibility. I may want that in the future, but that's not going to be the first thing. Right, undo and redo are actually going to be helpful. So, where am I? Here am I. Hotkeys to undo, redo, strokes. I think a hotkey to toggle is still going to be helpful, because say I draw something out and then I want it to stay. Maybe I like type something extra in VS Code, and then I want to come back to actually showing something off. So a hotkey to toggle is actually going to be a good addition. All right. Hotkey to launch Grommet NPX. Which one is it going to be? I think Win Alt F is perfect, and Win Alt D is going to be to basically quote unquote delete it. Not really, but that's the mnemonic. And F because it's on an index finger, so it feels like I'm drawing. To toggle, to toggle capturing, Windows Alt E makes sense for me for some reason, like feels correct. And Win Alt X and C are going to be to undo and redo. The reason I'm using Alt in all of these places is because my like meta plus just character hotkeys are all taken, well, almost all of them, for things that I may be using more often. On that note, how true is that, I guess? Like maybe I could move some hotkeys to Windows Alt for things that I use less often. So currently, Meta E, R, T are taken up by things that could be moved to Meta Alt T. But on the other hand, I think it's better to build on the muscle memory that I already have, rather than having to create new muscle memory. Like for example, I have this, which I never use and I should. What does this do? Nothing. And this I think does nothing as well. Okay, let's like write it out. So meta Q is pick color. This should be meta alt because it's kind of rare to need that. Meta A and Z are not taken. Meta S being taken up makes incredible sense, but meta W should be meta alt W because it's like a bigger operation. All right then. Meta E, which currently opens my clipboard in NeoVim, could be like question mark this into these, but maybe not. Meta F, that currently full screens my current application, should be actually back to Meta Alt F. It used to be that way. Now, for zooming, I think the current hotkeys make incredible sense. Meta V and Meta X. Okay, so in other words, QW and AZ will be free for me to use. So Meta Z could undo, Meta A could redo, Meta W could launch, and Meta Q could quit. And that I actually see being like super usable. However, why would I move Meta F to Meta Alt F if I'm not using it, right? True. Okay, Meta E, I'm gonna stay the way it is currently. Meta W, that hovers the screenshot that I taken. I'm probably gonna move because it makes sense. Now it's available. Okay, so Meta F opens to draw. Meta G, I think, is untaken, and Meta G exits. Meta W toggles, like grabbing. Z is undo, and A is redo. Yeah, okay. So what do we need to do this? We need to move Meta F, that currently full screen, so full screen, need to put it to here. G is not taken, Meta W is. By some of these commands, here it is. Boom. Now it's not taken, same as Meta F, and both of these are not taken like anyway. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to making the commands. First of all, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Copy. Boom. Let's move you to 12 and go there ourselves. Fuck, this is so useful. Okay. So, no, not application, add command. What was it? Grommet MPX. Grommet MPX -A to make it active immediately. And that gets done by Meta F. Then Grommet MPX -Q to quit it. Where were we? Yeah. And that is meta G. Meta W toggles grabbing. Since it's going to be an action that's going to be taken very often, it makes sense to be there. However, I'm considering doing toggling on F. Unless we can do something like, yeah, let's try it. Activate and toggle, and then sleep 5, grommet mpx 18. Okay, that's unfortunate. I thought that maybe you could make a single hotkey that does both things, but I guess not. Huh, hold up. Grommet mpx. Okay, I thought that maybe using the Q flag would launch it if it's not already launched. That's also not true. Ah, okay. Let's make meta W launch it and meta F toggle it. No. Meta G to launch it, F to toggle, and Q to quit. Then it will make more sense. So this and you are going to be a meta alt Q. Toggle, or oh no, this is launch. You're going to be this. Grommet mpx toggle. It's going to be this. And what's the last one? Oh, there are 3 more. Or 2 more. So a hotkey to launch it, and it immediately works, so we can like do this. A hotkey to toggle it. Now I can use my mouse again. And a hotkey to quit it. Meta W is still untaken. So we could make it for toggling what's currently there. I'm not sure if I ever need this yet, so if I recognize that I do, I'll add that later. So what's undo and redo? It's pretty reasonable, what I would expect it to be. No, not application, but a command instead. Grommet mpx undo, right? Yeah. Undo is meta z, and grommet mpx dash y is redo. Okay, so I launch it, draw this, and then oops, that's great. Then I can redo it and undo it again. I can just have it here, and if I don't need it, I restart it basically. Oh, actually, it's a bit transparent. Huh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. My poor fucking pinky finger, but it's alright. Yeah, toggle the visibility of the window. This like sounds useful for sure, but I'm currently thinking, will I have drawn so much and still need it? Like if I drew a lot of stuff and I want to go on to the next thing that I'm doing, I would just quit because I don't need that whole shtick anymore. Unless I do. Let's make a hotkey for it though, just in case that ever is needed. I want to put it at Meta Alt F, but Meta Alt F is full screening. Then the next thing is Meta Alt G. Okay, it's going to be Meta Alt G. Romit MPX. Visibility, right? Yes. And it's Meta Alt G. Okay. Which means that this that we changed, we can actually change back, which is cool. Let me write this down so I'm not like overwhelmed. First of all, the color picker is now no longer on Meta Q. It is on Meta Alt Q. Meta Alt Q. I'm writing it down in my notebook. I'm trying to read this as if it's auto hotkey, but I guess it probably wouldn't be. And I don't get it. I still don't get it. What is that notation? Okay, so Meta G, start, grommet, Meta F, toggles it, Meta Alt G, toggles, visibility, so Meta F, toggle, grab, Meta Z, undo, Meta A, redo. Right, so it's 6 actions. We start it, right, and we also can quit it with Meta Q. Quits. Color picker needed to be moved as well as full screen, so Meta Alt F, full screen. Anything else that I needed to move? No. Okay. Now I can draw on my screen whenever I need to, and it's only going to be there for as much as I need it to be there. So I do boom, I draw, show something off, and while I'm drawing, it's there for sure. Doesn't like this gimmick. I imagine, yeah. Recently, I needed to put this character in my description of a video, and it just said, this character is not allowed in the description, which is wild. Like, what? Yeah, and then I can even toggle visibility. Like, that thing still exists. Maybe I want to, I don't know, show a clear screen and then boom. It's not often going to be useful, but it's good to have it. And then I draw some more. And then I'm like, oh, actually, I didn't want to. Actually, I wanted to. I don't need anything. Boom. That's great. That's super nice. That is indeed better than mouse mark. What are the other options I can potentially set? Oh, and you can specify none. Do most software engineers over there come from university? From Russia? No clue, honestly. I don't know a single Russian developer, I think. Yeah, I don't. Lol. Wow. I don't. So, no clue, actually. We can set -k to be none, so it doesn't unnecessarily grab F9s and so on. We'll set the initial opacity of the window using a floating point value between 0 and 1. I may know online more Russian devs than you. Yeah, you probably do. Which is interesting, for sure. Like, you would expect a Russian person to know more Russians, but I guess not. And undo key is also none. Fuck! And this is why you should just grab it like this. Go to command. I know, like, one Italian dev. I think this tracks, like, you just know people from other places, I guess, better than your own. Oh, so not even IRL. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's how it goes. -A, -O, 1. Is it even -U? Yes. Undo key. We set none to both of those. And A and opacity. Okay. Yeah. The bigger question is, how do we... Right, and I didn't make a hotkey for clear because I just quit the program. I was thinking of trying out KDE. That's a great idea, I think. I'm loving KDE. To be fair, it's the only desktop environment that I've ever tried on Linux, but I super love it. Oh, you can make a configuration file. Which defines pens and maps mouse functions and modifiers to them. Oh, wow. I just gotta find all the programs I won't use and remove them. Yeah, that's gonna be like a lot. Like for example, KDE ships Kate, which is basically a notepad on steroids, which is completely unnecessary because you either use, or well, I either use NeoVim or VS Code, so I don't need a notepad. Interesting. So you can make a configuration file, which is, I guess, where you would define the colors and such. Wait, was it grommet npx configure pen and color? I don't particularly like that red, so I'm gonna change it. Let's also put this and try it out again. Now it's full opacity, which I like more. What else did I change? It now does not take up any keys. That's very funny. Shift none, lol. Boom. Okay, I love that. I super love that. Configured. So the situation with mouse mark has now been solved pretty much. So what did I write down in my notebook? Color picker move to meta alt Q. Meta G starts grommet. Meta F toggles it. Meta alt G toggles the visibility. Meta Z undoes. Meta A redoes. And meta Q quits. Meta alt F is now moved. Like meta alt F now does full screen when it used to be meta F. And that's kind of all the changes. Yeah, and that's all the changes. And I have not installed an audio player yet, which is the idea of the stream, but you know how it goes, right? Let's look at history. So screen pen I deleted. Installed grommet and kept it. Color paint I deleted. Krita. Did I think I forgot to uninstall Krita. Let's list Krita. Oh, I decided to not install it. Gotcha. Cruller I did remove. Clementine I also did. And Elisa. Okay, good. So there aren't any packages that I installed and forgot to uninstall. I think that's like very important, at least it is for me, to not have unnecessary stuff on my system. And for sure I likely have quite a lot of it, but at least those things that I installed myself that I do not need, I should probably uninstall. It's gotten very dark very suddenly and I like have my lamp on and it's still kind of dark. Screen pen, yeah, screen pen I did delete. Did I update? Yes, yes, that's great. Okay. Nice. Now I can finally draw a deck. I'm not sure why it's bleeding though, but oh, that's also cool. Mouse mark. Oh wait. No, not mouse mark, but my program for drawing on the screen back in AutoHotkey, it used to like trace everything back while deleting, and this just like takes everything at once, and it looks very good actually. We toggle it. Toggling is pretty slow. You know what? I want to actually remove the toggle visibility thing. I don't see it being useful, and I would rather remake it again once I find out that I do need it, rather than have it and not use it, because then it's just taking up a hotkey that I could potentially use better. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you also found Grommet to be helpful. It's a weird program for sure, because it's not as, I guess, new? That's not really the word I'm looking for. It's not as clear and cut as I would ideally want it to be, where you just set the hotkeys in the program. It's a bit strange for sure, the way you kind of have to use it. The logo is horrible, but the end result that we've gotten here is quite great. Now I can easily draw on my screen when I want to, and it's very, very convenient. So maybe it's going to be convenient for you as well. Thanks for watching, everyone, and bye-bye. Also, before I go, you should follow me on Mastodon. The link to that is in every single description of any video or stream. Follow me on Mastodon. I talk stuff there. Maybe it's going to be interesting to you as well. Bye-bye!